Hello everyone, this is James, and today we're going to discuss 4 reasons why you have a low credit score. Does this mean that you have very poor credit for you to have a low credit score? No. If you have a 650 and you're wondering why you may not have a 700, this also pertains to you too as well. And we're not going to discuss collection accounts and bankruptcies. Most of us know that. But today we're going to discuss just things that you may not know may be affecting your score. So the first thing, high debt. High debt as it pertains to credit card debts can be the quickest way for you to lower your score. And if that's true, then the opposite is also true. Having lower credit card debt can also increase your score. So maybe if you're having or you're looking at your score and it's not where you would hope it to be, maybe you want to look at your credit cards too and see whether or not they can be lowered. If so, lowering them can definitely significantly increase it. But if you keep on accumulating debt on your credit card, then your score is going to be lower. And this also holds true with auto loans and your mortgages. Have you ever noticed that once you have a mortgage or auto loan first come onto your credit report that your score is lower? Well, that's because the amount owed is close to what they have let you borrowed. The amounts owed counts for about 30% of your overall credit score. So once you're able to lower those balances and bring them as closer to zero as possible, then that's when your score is going to increase. But until then, if you have high debt, such as high credit card debt, high auto loan debt, or mortgages, or even student loans, your score is not going to be where you would hope for it to be. The second reason why you have a low credit score could be late payments. Payment history counts for 35% of your overall credit score, meaning that if you are paying on time, you're winning most of the battle. But as I said before, the same holds true if you're not paying on time. If you're not paying on time, it's really going to hurt your credit score. And it can actually, one late payment can have an effect on your score for 2 to 3 years. And I definitely caution this to people who have student loan accounts. With student loan accounts, a lot of you may see, if you have them, if you have a $20,000 student loan payment, that your student loans may be broken down into 4 accounts of $5,000 if you have a $20,000 credit limit. So if you are not current with those payments and you become late on one student loan, it can have effects on all 4 or 5 accounts. So instead of you showing that you're late once, it's showing that you've been late 5 times in just 1 month alone. Also with charge-offs, when you don't have if you don't pay the balance on your credit card and the credit card closes, each month that you don't make a payment towards that balance that's due, they can keep marking you as late. And as I said before, 35% of your score. This is the majority of your score. So having a late payment, one or many, can have a negative effect on your score. The third thing that can be affecting your score is applying for credit. And I know what some of you may be saying, James, how can applying for credit hurt my score? Isn't that what they want me to do? I've been told the whole time that you're supposed to be applying for credit so that you can get your score up. Well, that might not be the case. Applying for several credit cards in a short period of time can show that you're higher risk. Matter of fact, the majority of people with 6 inquiries or more are 8 times more likely to declare bankruptcy than people who have no inquiries. Inquiries from student loans, mortgages, and auto loans may not have as big of an effect than one will have if they were applying for a credit card. That's because, especially if you do it in a short period of time, with FICO, if you're looking at your FICO score, which I recommend that everyone does, if you are looking at it within a 45-day window, then it only has an effect as if it was 1, even though it will show on there. inquiries, even though they do have an effect on you, but they may just have a minimum. But even a minimum still has an effect. And the fourth reason why you have a low credit score is your credit history. So how long is your credit history? Do you even know? Well, your credit history measures your oldest account as well as the average age of all of your accounts. So the more history that you have, and what it does, we're having more history, it's more items and more years in which the credit companies can judge you. It accounts for about 15% of your credit score. So when you do have a low credit history or no credit history at all, and you start applying for new credit cards, then what may happen is that the average age of your credit history starts to drop. And so the lower it starts going, then the more that 15% is going to be affected. So make sure when, if you are someone who has low credit history, usually low credit history could be anything for like 5 years and under. But if you have low credit history, sometimes the only way that you're going to be able to improve that history is just time. Even though it's not sexy, as you would like to say, but for some of you, most of it, the majority is that you have to give it time for you to improve your credit. So the 4 reasons why you have a low credit score could be from high debt, could be from late payments, could be applying for credit, and also your credit history. If you like this, please share. Until then, I'm James L. Krim, and I'll see you later.